Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Randy4short or Randy for short, and in today's video we are going to be closing out my June budget. So typically I close out my my second paycheck before I do my month end closeout, but since this budget goes from the 4th through the 17th technically on my June budget calendar, see it ends on the 17th, but I'm still paying bills from this check until July 26th, or I'm sorry, June 26th. So I won't be able to close out this paycheck until a little bit later, but I did want to go ahead and do like a soft closeout. I'm still tracking expenses that are coming out, but I went ahead and did like a soft closeout of this budget. And by soft, I just mean that I put in the numbers so that, because most of these are just bills, it's not variable spending. So I'm I'm pretty sure that these bills will be the amount that I put. So that's why I'm calling it a soft closeout, because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be what I put, but I don't know until, the bills have been paid. But I wanted to just go ahead and close out the June budget so I can go ahead and get started on my July budget officially, because there's some videos that I want to put out in regards to the July budget. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let me zoom you guys in so you can see the numbers better and what I did. Okay, so the income is final. We received, for our paycheck, we did receive more than we were expecting. So I am able to do your pay yourself first line, which we haven't been able to do in quite some time. So I'm quite excited about that and the amount. But let's just keep going down. We did roll over $302 from the May budget to the June budget to help out with expenses, and that's the amount that we put in this paycheck. $44.98 came from my business account to help pay for my business expenses, and then $516.55 is what we received over what I thought we were going to receive, and anything that is above what we received, because this number is all that we need. So anything above what we need goes to pay yourself first. And basically that means that any amount of money that comes in over what we need, we go ahead and put that in our savings account so that we're paying ourselves first, or we do something with that money that will benefit our future. So that's basically what pay yourself first is. Like, we right off the top, once we get paid, anything extra we put towards savings right now. So that's what that is. So in total for this paycheck period, we received $3,313.53. Of course, that same $516.55 is what we received over what we were estimating to receive or need. So next is, let's see, everything is pretty much going to be on budget. I do have some items that fell under budget and then one that fell over. So let's just go through it. Childcare, we were able to put away $560. Water and trash, I'm estimating, it hasn't come out yet, but I'm estimating that it will be $114.55. But also too, I did look online to see what the bill due amount is. So that's why I put that there. I'm pretty confident about it. So once that's paid, I think I want to write this in a different color. Yeah, I'm gonna write this in a different color. Just so that later I know that this bill hasn't been paid yet and I'm still waiting on it, but so that I can close out this budget right now. So And these are erasable pens. They're always linked down in the description, but I love them and they're handy. So yeah, so 545 is what is going to be left over after we pay our water and trash. Electric, so our annual bill as well as our monthly bill came due. So let me actually flip to that because I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. So our annual bill, basically for like our usage, we opted to be charged annually, so that basically how it works is whatever we owe at the end of the year to the electric company, we pay it in full, or if we use less energy overall throughout the year, then we receive a credit on our bill. So if we use more than we generated, then we have to pay the electric company an additional amount on top of our monthly bill. So but also too, we did receive a California credit for our electric bill back in April, and we've been rolling over that credit because our monthly bill has been less than the credit since April. So we haven't been paying an electric bill since April. But for June, again, our monthly and our annual bill came due. So for our monthly bill, we actually received a $16.10 credit because we generated more energy than we used, as well as we had a $5.58 credit remaining from that California credit that's been rolling over since April. And then for our annual bill, we overall for the entire year, we generated more energy than we used. So we got a credit of $9.91. So in total, we now have a credit for our entire bill of $31.59 that will be rolling over in the future. So long story short, our annual bill was a credit, so we didn't pay anything for our annual bill, and that won't be due again until next June, and hopefully we generate more energy than we use for the next 12 months so we can get another credit. But for the monthly bill, we now will have $31.59 going forward to help us out with our monthly bill. So I'm hoping we could just use this credit until it gets cold again, so we can basically have this credit cover our electric bill for the whole entire summer, and then we start paying again towards the end of the year once it gets cooler, and our bill will stay low. But if you can look and see, even since last year, because this column right here is all of our utility bills from 2020, and the yellow is our electric bill, you can see that pretty much we have never really paid over $14. Like, I'm looking at it, and the highest bill that we've ever had, I won't say ever because I don't have 2019's number, but according to 2020 and 2021 so far, our highest bill has been $13.04 for our electric bill, which is an absolute blessing, especially since we're in Southern California, and that heat in the summer be intense. So anyways, all that to say that we had a $15, we were under budget $15 because we didn't have to pay our electric bill. Natural gas, we are still using that same California credit because we got one for our natural gas as well. But that one ran out, and our actual bill was $11.81. Well, actually, what was it? Our actual bill was $15.56, but we had a $3.75 credit that was applied to the bill, so that we ended up paying $11.81. So we budgeted 20, so that means we were under budget by $8.19 for this month. And also too, if you're interested in this utilities tracker, it is up in my Etsy shop now, so the link is down in the description if you're interested. Life insurance for my husband has been the same, so I'm gonna put that it hasn't been paid yet, but I'm gonna put that it came in on budget. MetLife, which is our car insurance, I'm expecting to be $333.26. And then so that's going to come in under budget by 74 cents. My life insurance was on budget. Frontier, which is our home internet, came in 10 cents over budget. So that's not a huge deal, but I did go ahead and adjust this on my yearly overview by 10 cents because I think in May it was also 10 cents higher than what I budgeted for. So I went ahead and made that adjustment on our yearly overview. Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, our gas, which is a cash envelope, groceries is a cash envelope, Costco is a cash envelope. All of those came in on budget, except for food, because I know we are going to be over budget for food, because this pregnancy, I be eating. Okay, so the car loan, but I'm not gonna just to backtrack really quick, I'm not going to note that we were over budget in groceries right here because I don't know how much we're going to be over budget for this paycheck until I pay our credit card, because I use our credit card for just like everyday spending, and then I take our cash and pay off the credit card because I want the cash back, which works for us, but I know it doesn't work for everybody. So more on that in a second. Our car loan was $256.29, which left us 71 cents under budget. We did put away $869.02 towards our rollover for next month. So taking money from June's budget to pay for expenses in July. We did that. So iCloud, Adobe, and Epidemic Sound are all business expenses, and I'm waiting for Epidemic Sound. That's actually going to be the last expense for my June budget. That's going to come out on the 26th, but everything else has come out on budget, and I'm expecting Epidemic Sound to come out on budget as well. And then childcare sinking funds, basically 65 cents is what was left over before we knew that we would be paid this extra income right here, the 516. 65 cents was what we estimated we would have left over from this paycheck. So we were able to put away that 65 cents, and I put childcare sinking fund just because we are trying to build up our childcare account right now because we are expecting twins. So that childcare bill is going to be hefty. So it's going to be $560. Well, actually, it's going to be higher than $560 because currently we pay, $280 for our son right now every week for him to go to childcare, and then add 2 more on top of that. But I think for infants, they charge $320 a week. So yeah, that's another $640 on top of this $560. So we'll be paying over $1,100 a week for childcare once the twins come, which is absolutely crazy. But we love that childcare. It's hella expensive, but we see our son is happy, he's safe, and he is actually learning a lot. So that's why we're dealing with it and preparing for that very huge expense once the twins come and go to childcare. So So this budget right here is closed out. Oh, I do have to mention that I did have an unbudgeted expense in this paycheck, but it didn't come out of this money because I was gifted some money for my birthday, which is in July. I just got it early. And I went ahead and tried out some Glamnetic eyelashes. They're still coming in the mail. So I don't know how they work just yet, but I am excited to try them because I've been wanting a pair of magnetic eyelashes for quite some time. Oh my goodness, I am traumatized. I don't know if I'm gonna leave that footage in, but I literally just had like a spider on my wall and I had to kill it. It ran inside my planner, y'all. It ran inside my planner and I had to kill it inside my planner. That is spider guts. I'm so disgusted, but I'm not gonna throw my planner away. This is really giving me PTSD. I hate the summertime because there's more spiders, and plus it doesn't help that I'm recording at like basically 5 o'clock in the morning when all the creepy crawlers come out anyway. Don't think about it. Let's just get through this video. Okay, where was I? We're closing out this budget, so let's go ahead and add up all of the expenses. All right, so for the expenses came out to $2,766.99. So let's go ahead and add up all the variances. Okay, so $29.99 is what was remaining. So I'm gonna subtract this from this and it should be that. So let's do that really quick. Okay, so $29.99. So I know my math was correct right here. So now what I'm going to do is take the pay yourself first that was left over from your income, and then add the money that was left over from our expenses, so I can see how much we saved for this paycheck. So 546.54 is what we were able to save from this paycheck. So I don't know if I finished telling you guys from before the spider incident, but for the eyelashes that did come out of, half of it was business expense and half of it was personal, because I did get 2 pair. One I'm gonna use for like when I get on camera for YouTube, and then one I'm gonna use for when I go to work. And I'm just interested in the magnetic eyelashes just because I want to see, are they going to be quicker for me to get ready in the morning for work? If I use magnetic eyelashes, and I want to see if it's like less wear and tear on my eyelids and eyelashes basically, instead of like the lashes and the glue. Because what I want to do is put a eyelash serum on my actual eyelashes and then use the magnetic eyelashes for like the, you know, the glam effect still, and so I can still look, you know, done up and have the look that I want, but I'm taking care of my lashes underneath. So basically like a wig, but for your eyelashes. So if that made sense. But anyways, so now that that is closed out, I'm actually going to go ahead and flip over to our usual sinking funds allocation. So I did update this. I updated this page, and I forgot to print it out for July. So I'll probably print it out for August's budget. So, but for right now, we're just going to work with what I printed out. So, right here, I'm going to do my sinking funds allocation since we do have some money left over in this June budget. So let's see. And how I do that is basically add up the savings from each paycheck. So we weren't able to save any money from paycheck number 1, but we were able to save $546.54 from paycheck 2. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. So that is what I need to allocate into my sinking funds for the month of June. And what I decided to do is that we did have a balance that we needed to pay off on our credit card for childcare. So since our checks have been coming up short and like we've been going over our food budget, it's basically our childcare sinking fund that's been taking a hit. So, but we pay our childcare with our credit card for the points. But it's also great because even though we pay the balance in full so that we're not accruing interest, we are able to still roll over, you know, our childcare shortages whenever we need to. So this time around, it got up to $441.27. I could check the amount later, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was, or something close to it. And so for the beginning balance, I'm gonna put 0. So basically what I'm doing is I'm splitting up this $546 into the different sinking funds that I wanted to go to. Typically I will put all of this money in the sinking fund that we're working toward, which is right now childcare. But because we have that balance on our credit card to pay off childcare that has already been due, I need to use a good chunk of this money that we were able to save, unfortunately, to pay off that balance of our credit card. So for the ending balance, I'm just going to put $441.27. And no, this is not the current balance in our childcare sinking fund, but because our Sapphire sinking fund is the account that's going to get this money, that sinking fund is typically at 0 because again, I pay off our credit cards typically every week, but since I got pregnant, I have not been doing it every week. I've been doing it like every 3 weeks or so. But and, you know, the credit card still gets paid in full, so we're fine with that. So once I put this money in there, the ending balance will be $441.27. And then the rest of it, I'm going to put towards food, just because I already know that we're probably over budget on our food account. So that's why I was saying I'm not going to put the overage in this paycheck budget because I don't know exactly how much we're going to need. So I'm going to just put that, put the extra money into our food sinking fund. And I don't know how much is in our food sinking fund right now. Let me actually look in Cube Money. Okay, so this is Cube Money, and currently we have $14.01 in our groceries budget. So $14.01, and we're going to add the remaining from this 546. So 540, turn on the calculator, 546.54 minus 441.27 is 105.27. So with that, we go ahead and add the beginning balance for our grocery budget. And now we have, once I put this money in, it's going to be $119.28 in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and total it up so I know my math was correct. All right, so the column that I'm mostly concerned about is this additions column, because these beginning and ending balances I'm more or less not really keeping track of because Cube Money keeps track of it for me. And if you're not familiar with Cube Money, I talk about it a lot on this channel because it is what we're using for our cash envelopes, except it's digital. So if you want to check it out, the link is always in the description. But I'm just trying to make sure that the money that we saved from June was allocated correctly, or, you know, totally into different sinking funds that are allowing us to meet our goals. So that's it for the sinking funds allocation. But as for the portion that I added to this budget, I added a month-end review page. And I added this page because as you guys know, I don't really like prompts in my planner. So I don't like questions like, how do you think you did this month? Or what could you have done better? Because one, they're repetitive. And then two, they don't really, well, for me, let me speak for myself. For me, they don't really help me improve or look at a situation differently or something like that. So on this side, I did a month in review sheet. And then on this side, I'm going to write notes based on what happened throughout the month, so that when I look back on this planner, if I need to for this specific month, I'll have notes right here that summarizes what happened in June. Let me go ahead and share with you guys the results of the month in review. So I went ahead and put all of our expenses into a category, and I color coded it. So that's why you see these highlights right here in the spine of the planner. Because I did go ahead and color code the expenses beforehand. So, but for full transparency, I did not count our rollover 1 month ahead, because that would be double counting the expenses, since we're taking money and we're moving it to the next month. We're not exactly using it for this month. So that's why. So what I did was I used green for income, yellow for monthly expenses. So for the monthly expenses, there are a lot of them, and it wouldn't have fit on this page. So I lumped all of my monthly expenses into one category. Gas, food, so that's groceries and Costco, and any eating out goes into food. Diapers and wipes, clothing, house supplies, debt, childcare, medical, toiletries, car repair and maintenance, gifts, business, and annual are all the categories that I have on this month in review. So I do have May in this column and June in this column, because I want to compare how I did this month versus last month. So for income, we did receive $5,282.64 for the month of June, and that was $454.70 above what we made in May last month. So that was 9% above what we made in May. And then for our monthly expenses, it was $2,729.20, which was 1% less than what we paid last month. And that's because I'm thinking that it was due to us not having to pay the Edison bill and having that credit for the natural gas as well. So that makes sense. We were the same for gas. We put away the same amount. So that came to 0% difference. For food, we just put away $500 into our food type of categories in our cash envelopes for this month, which was $246.91 less than May, because boy, I was eating my ass off in May. So we came in 33% under for food compared to last month. Diapers and wipes, we put away the same amount. Clothing, we didn't put away, we didn't add anything to clothing for the month of May or June, so that's 0. House supplies, this one, the number looks huge, but it's not really all that much of a big deal. We put away $25 in our house supplies sinking fund, which was $18.79 more than what we put away in May, which came out to be 303% more than what we did in May. But it just says we put away 3 times more than we did in May, which I'm completely fine with, because we didn't, I'm sure this $6.21 was unbudgeted last month. So this time we are putting away budgeted money. So that's completely fine. Our debt, we're only paying our car loan right now. So that was $256.29 total, which was 71 cents less than last month, because our actual bill came due in June. In May, we were just trying to get 1 month ahead by putting away the car loan amount ahead of time so that we can use the money from May to pay our June, and we're going to continue that to stay 1 month ahead. So okay, so for childcare, this month we have $1,422.67, which is $302.61 more than what we paid last month, or 27% more than what we paid last month. And that's because of what I just did right here, because I already went ahead and used that extra money to pay off that balance on our Sapphire card. So yeah, that's already reflected in this number, and the 302 versus the 441 doesn't match up because we used some money that was already in our child care sinking funds to help pay that overage as well. So that's why. So yeah, we should have like some money left over in our child care account as well. Okay, so we didn't put anything towards medical or toiletries for the month of May or June, so that's 0. Car repair and maintenance, we had to use $27.29, which I'm sure was unbudgeted last month, but we didn't have to put anything towards the maintenance of our cars this month, so we were under budget by 100%. For gifts, we didn't put anything towards gifts last month, but we did have $9 towards gifts this month. And you can't divide by 0, so I'm not exactly sure how to tell you guys the percentage for this, so I just left it blank, honestly. But just know that we spent $9 more than we spent in May. For my business came out to the same amount for both months, so that's 0% change. For annual, we did spend $103.20 last month, but nothing this month, so that was 100% difference under budget for annual expenses this month in June. So all in all, in total, we spent $5,328 on expenses. I'm not counting the income down here just because I want to keep up with the income, but the totals are focused on the expenses. So just in case the math doesn't make sense to someone out there. So the total for our May expenses was $5,328. And then for June, our total expenses for the month was $5,247.14. So we spent $80.86 less this month than in May, which is a 2% difference. So we spent 2% less than we did in May, which is pretty good. And then I did add down here the income minus the expense difference. So in the month of May, we were actually total over budget by $500.06, which I thought was crazy because I didn't think we were over budget by that much in May. But for June, we were in total with our income compared to our expenses, we were under budget $35.50. So which is a 93% difference of being under budget compared to May. So I thought this month in review was pretty helpful, and it gave me information that I didn't know before, so or like other pages in my budget planner couldn't give me. So I thought this was a little nice addition to my month-end budget closeout, just to see how I did this month compared to last month, and just making sure that we're not like spending out of control in any one area. So yeah, so what I'm going to do right now on this page is I want to quickly write up the what happened for the month of June. So if I ever look back on this month, I can know what happened in like a quick summary right here. So yeah, I probably won't do this every single time, but for right now, I think that's what I'm gonna use this page for my month end closeout. So give me 1 second. All right, so I wrote some notes based on the month in review. I wrote what were some of our wins for the month, what were some things that we could improve for the month, and as well as like maybe an action step or two for the next month and going forward that will possibly help us not to make the same mistakes for this month. And then I just wrote like a little blip of overall how I felt about the month. So like I said, this probably will change month to month, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this month in review exactly like this, but for right now I'm just going to try it out and see how it goes. So the last step for my month in budget closeout is to update my utilities tracker and to transfer over my notes from June to July, but I already did that. And I already updated my utilities tracker with the bills for or with the amounts for the utility bills for the month of June, which you already see right here, and the notes on it right here. So that's it for my month-end budget closeout for June. I hope you guys enjoyed the new update that I made to the budget planner. If I continue to find the month in review helpful, then I am going to include it in the budget planner that I am making. So let me know what you guys thought of the new month end process. Would you find something like this helpful? Do you do a month end kind of like review with the prompts and stuff like that at the end? Do you find that helpful, or do you just skip over it? Do you find like a little month end summary like this helpful? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you like the video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.